Ah! Ah! Alright. So I decided to kind of strong arm my way through. I had the option of getting my feet wet or climbing a portion of the cliff. I decided to try to just go through the trees, and so far so good. I'm about halfway through, and you're probably wondering, why would I even start filming if I'm stuck in the middle of a freaking nothing area? This, my friends, is copper. Do you know how much is here? Do you have any idea how much this is? And I don't have any worries of anybody else finding it. It goes all the way up here. All the way. If I can't, I'm gonna try to whip it loose. I'm gonna fall into the water. And if I can get it loose and I don't have to cut it, which looks like it ain't gonna happen, I might have to come down here and cut it. I might get some sort of floaty thing and let it float down river instead of trying to carry it. Yeah, it's really in there. But it ain't gonna buy me a laptop. But that might be $100. I just gotta get back down here before all this crap grows in and figure out a safe way of getting it out of here. And alright, there's more over there too. So I'm going to finish this hike. I'm going to head up and see if I can get to that power line. I think I'm going to finish this hike. And I think I'm going to start conniving a way to get this out of here. Might be a good possibility that I'll cross the river with it. Tie a rope to it. Some sort of pull floaty. Walk it like a dog all the way down the river. We'll see. Alright guys, there might be more segments. I gotta get through all this garbage first. I'm still in the same spot. I was kind of assessing the situation. I wanted to take a quick little video of how much is here. That's all copper. All of that. I want to videotape it because there is a problem with people stealing copper. And this has been long forgotten. It's underneath all kinds of brush. I guarantee nobody knows it's here besides the person that put it here in the first place, and they're probably pretty old now. But I wanted to make it very clear that this is free to grab. So I wanted it on video. Alright, catch you later. Oh, I'm a mess. Look at me. I think I found a way up. I'm pretty sure that's the power line. So I think I was right. I went ahead and bit the bullet and just walked through the river to get to this last part. I'm not staying out here overnight. And I'm headed straight back now that I found that. So I don't really need to worry too much. I gotta contemplate how I want to do this. I'm thinking the best bet is going to buy some sort of floaty, pull floaty or something, and put it on it, and just walk it down river. I think that's going to be the best option. I'm just considering if I want to get somebody in on it, try to find somebody that needs the money and will help me, or if I just want to keep it all for myself and do it by myself the hard way. Decisions. First off, I have no idea who I would choose to come with me. I have no idea who would actually need to use the money, and I have no idea who would be willing to do it. And I don't think it's too far out of the spectrum of me doing it alone. So, I'm not being greedy. It's just I don't know who's deserving of it, and I don't really know anybody that would do it. So, we'll see. I'm going to mull it over. I think I'm going to come up here on Sunday, because the railroad doesn't have any workers on Sunday, and I have zero problems, or at least minimal problems with people. So I'll be able to sneak down here, sneak back. And you're probably thinking, if it's all legal, why are you sneaking? Well, I don't know. I don't know what's good and bad. I don't know what's right or wrong. You know? I'm not acting like a child here. I'm not trying to say that I'm mentally deficient in a way that, you know, I don't know what's right or wrong. But what some people make out to be wrong doesn't click in my head as actually wrong. Walking down here, finding long lost copper that nobody knows about, I don't see a single problem with it. But in my head, my common sense tells me that there's money to be made. Somebody would have a problem with a guy like me making the money instead of, you know, somebody that doesn't need it. You get what I'm saying? It goes back to that conspiracy theory. Now, I don't know where I'm at. I'm thinking, I see something big and yellow up there. I'm thinking we're going to head up that hill. We should be far enough away from the company at this point that I don't have to worry about that. And if not, it's got to be getting close to 5 o'clock, and I think they knock off at 5 or 6 on Fridays. So we'll see. Let's sally forth. Catch you at the top. Not as far along as I thought. Cutting through all that junk slows me down quite a bit. But, we're past the main work site. But there's still a bunch of machinery and stuff here. There's a light on. But I'm doing the whatever happens kind of thing. Because I ain't climbing back down there. My options are, at this point, go straight back out that way, or go up there and hit the main trail. The public trail. If I go up the hill, it's a bit of a pain, but it'll be on the public trail, and there's no sweat at all if it's legal or not. If I go this way, I always run the risk of running into somebody that'll cause me some sort of problems. So, I guess in reality, no matter where I go, I run risk of running into somebody that wants to cause me problems, but down here they might actually have the grounds to do so. So, alright, this might be the last time you hear from me for today. I'm going to climb up that hill and I'll be back on the public trail, and I think I'm just going to head back, because I got to start working out a game plan, because I can't let that sit by. That's going to be easily $100. And unlike some people, I don't get money handed to me. I have to work for it. So that's going to be a nice solid way to replenish some of my money I spent on getting my teeth fixed, my glasses fixed, and my cold medicine, garbage like that I have, deodorant and boxers and junk like that I spent all my snow shoveling money on and broke into my secret stash money for. I'll be able to recoup some of that. Just a little bit of elbow grease. Of course, I'm going to have to break into my stash again to actually buy some sort of flotation device, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the way I'm doing it. It's going to be the easiest way, the smartest way. The only downside to it, well, I will be able to get it all out. That's great. But the downside is going to be that once I get to the point after where I get off the river, you know, what the heck am I going to do with it? You know, the only other thing I can think of is if I get 2 inner tubes, right? And I put all the copper in the one, and I freeze my cojones off and ride down in the other one, and it'll basically runs right past the scrapyard. So I hike up here, throw it all in inner tube, slowly freeze away down river until I get to the place. It'll probably take about 2 hours considering the current, as long as I don't hit anything that would cause me more trouble. And that would be real nice and easy. But I'm not sure about the rules with that. So I might just get 1 inner tube or 1 pull thing, floaty, fill it up with the copper, and then just walk it down river as far as I can, and then just fill up my backpack. Probably make 2 trips, maybe 3. That'll be worth it. It will be worth it. I think there's an animal over there. I saw something move, but then it stomped. Alright, you know what I'm doing? I'm stalling so I don't have to climb up that hill. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop talking to you guys and pretend like I'm not gonna stall anymore and sit here for another 5 minutes, then walk up that hill. Welcome back. Now this is kind of like halftime. Like, on my second trip down here. I shot a small little skit in my room yesterday. Complaining about the weather and showing off my my plants that are growing. And I decided I'm just going to scrap it because it was 5 minutes of pretty much nothingness. So I figured I'd just talk about it all now while I'm walking instead of wasting valuable content time. So I decided to come down here. Today's Monday. Sunday was miserable. Saturday, I moved about, I'd say with confidence, around 2,000 pounds of dirt to get the garden ready. Dug up a bunch of junk and moved junk around and used a garden rake to get it all thinned out. It only took about 2 or 3 hours. Cause I borrowed a wheelbarrow from someone to make it a lot easier. So that's pretty much done. The only plants I have sprouting are my sunflowers, which are like the least important to me. Sunflowers are nice. I like them because they're pretty. But ultimately, in my eyes, it's too much work for too little food. It's like eating, chicken wings with the bones in. Yeah, they don't taste half bad. Yeah, it's food. But sometimes it's a lot more work than what it's worth. I grew them mostly because I think sunflowers are kind of pretty. And I'm gonna let them dry out and probably more or less feed them to the birds. I got a pair of mating cardinals in my yard, so I think they'll appreciate them a lot more than I would. So I'm gonna keep this rather short because I'm gonna just muscle through the rougher parts until we get to the site, and then kind of go from there. I decided to come down here. It's a little earlier than I like to be moving, but it's about 11:45 because I figured everyone will be out to lunch. I'm gonna go the same way I did last time, but considering that it's Monday, I'm almost guaranteed they're gonna be working. So I am gonna go down over that steep hill and through all that brush and stuff, But this time, I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I'm doing. And I brought my multi-tool that has a saw on it. And I brought that little rope saw. So I might actually clear a bit of a path. Now, I assume, here's my assumption, that that copper, I'm 100% sure, 98% sure that it was stolen. And I think somebody probably stole it from the old scrapyard, and they ditched it there. They probably threw it right off the hillside. And then when they realized, well, they either forgot about it or realized how much of a pain it is to get to, that they just didn't go get it. And with the state that it's in, how it's buried, I'm assuming that it was probably there for, I don't know, I guess probably 5 years. It'd probably be a good give or take guess, but not entirely sure. That's why I did a little clip of, here's where I found it. So if you decide to try to cause me trouble, I have video proof. So, a few years back, people, whether they be down on their luck or just greedy or junkies, used to go into houses and steal copper pipes and stuff. And they'd take them in for scrap. This was probably, I'd say 5 or 10 years ago. It was more predominant. Now they take your ID and stuff whenever you take in scrap, so they know who sent it in and stuff. So if it turns out to be stolen, they have someone to tie it to. So that's it kind of diminishes my worry, because the worst case scenario is that they try to say I'm receiving stolen property, and yeah, that could be legal repercussions, but I can't really, well, yeah, I mean, I'm getting right back down that rabbit hole of I should be well within the bounds of legal action, of me doing things legally, but you never really can tell with the people that are in charge around here. So, yeah. I kind of scrapped the plan of taking it on a float down the river, because the store in my town doesn't have any pull floaties selling yet. And I can't wait too long, because this here reed, bamboo, knotweed, whatever you call it, I'm assuming that within 2 weeks it's going to be thigh high, and that's going to be a giant pain. So I decided that I'm going to go to where it's at. I'm going to get the cleanest, most ready to turn in pieces, and I'm going to bag them up and carry them out. And I'm going to get the other pieces, and I'm going to hide them in the more clear spot so that I can come back for them later. Mostly because, one, I'm not going to be able to carry it all. It's probably easily 150 pounds there. And the worst pieces, the pieces that ain't quite clean, have probably half their weight is like rubber insulation. And I want to take care of that before I get it out of there. I mean, no use in, work harder, or work smarter, not harder, right? I don't want to be carrying, 25 pounds of garbage when I can remedy the situation beforehand. We're up where I can start running into people, so I'm going to cut down over that steep hill again. I'll get back to you guys when I get to that clearing with the scallions. By the way, don't quote me on the name of these things. I know they're edible. I know they taste like onions. So they're either wild scallions, chives, or onions, wild onions. It's all basically in a nutshell, it's the same thing. It's something that's that grows naturally and is edible. That's all you really need to know. The name's just for, you know, I think of it more of a survivalist idea than a scientific idea. It doesn't matter what the name is as long as I know I can eat it and it's safe. So, anyways, it's going to be a bit of a pain. I did want to mention, I'm wearing boots this time instead of wearing my shoes. I was going to wear jeans instead of my sweatpants, but I didn't want to sacrifice too much mobility, so I decided to rock the sweatpants with the boots. The boots are significantly heavier than my shoes, but after having that little ankle twinge, I don't feel like taking that kind of a chance with the area I'm going through. And like I said, I can get out of here with a hurt ankle. I just don't want to have to deal with it. Why? If I could take the precaution, you know, might as well take the precaution, right? But alright, enough chit chat. I'll be back. Hey. So there's a dinner. It's a duck, but I've never seen a duck like that before. Well, I mean, not in the middle of the woods. I think it's a farm duck that kind of got loose. Now, there's not really a farm around here, so I don't really know where it would have came from. But look at it's got that red bill, all white. It's really pretty. I don't think it'll come to me, but I'm going to try to get a little closer to it. It's alright. It's alright. I don't want to hurt you. If I was going to eat you, you'd already be dead. Gonna come here? Wanna come here? Come here. I got energy bar in my backpack. I'll give you some if you come here. Its tail's a little rough. I don't know what happened to him. I'm gonna try without scaring him. I'm gonna try to break out one of those energy bars and see if he'll come to me. I know I'm wasting time, but it's not too often I see something like this. Now you stay right there. I'm getting my slingshot. Just kidding. Let's see. Here we go. Cinnamon brown sugar. How does that sound? I'm actually pretty close to him. Here. Here. It's num-nums. He's like, you crazy? That water's freezing. I ain't going in there. God, it's gonna float right by you. It's gonna float right by you. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. What are you doing? Don't look at me. Alright, I'm gonna try to get a little closer. If he'll take it from my hand, that'd be bloody amazing. And don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. You're freaking out. Don't do it. Ah, there he goes. Oh well. Hey, I'll crush the rest up for you. You can have it if you want it. No, so I'm about halfways, I'd say. I've been seeing some stuff that I didn't see last time. I don't know if it's because I ain't talking to a camera or what. But there's some trees that look freshly cut down. Smaller trees. More likely some kid playing Forester. And I found this. I think it's really cool. It's super stupid. I think it's super cool. It's, well, obviously it's a metal insert for a shoe. Stainless steel more than likely. And I don't know where it would have came from. I'm going to leave it here, but yeah, it looked cool. I'm going to eat the rest of my energy bar. while I walk. I shared a little bit. If he would have came and shook my hand, I'd have gave him the whole pack. But, a little skittish. Surprised I got this close. Alright, there's a goose on down there too. But no one cares about those. You see them all the time. That little guy, you don't see all the time. So, alright. I'll be back when I get to the area with the scallions. Alright. So I made it to the area with the chives or scallions, or they're whatever I call them. They are. That's what they are. Copper. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit for a while, take a small little break, because other than, there's one of those geese, but other than stopping to check out that duck, I kind of just went right through everything. So I think I'll take a break here, decide if I'm going to chug down my next energy drink or choose a bottle of water, and if I want to eat one of the oranges I brought or not. So kind of depends. See, I don't know what that is, and I feel like I should know what that is. Not a clue. Alright. Trying to find a place to sit down that's not completely disgusting, but there's no really big flat rocks. There's not even like a tree that I could like chill on. Like I could chill there, I guess. That looks like the plan. Yeah, it looks like the plan. Well, I don't know. I don't want any of my junk falling in the water. That would just be a pain. I'm going to try to stay dry this time. If I wanted to sit down somewhere, where would I go? Actually, the tree's like the best idea, but it's right over top of the water, and I plan to be messing with my stuff. So, figured I'll keep going and see if I can find a rock. Got about another 20-30 yards of clear, well, pretty clear, till I can find something to sit on. I think this will do, I think, for now. And I'll move it on top of that one, so it's more comfortable. Oh no, there we go. That'll work. Alright. Oh. So you can see, there's the cliff. So about another 60-70 yards up there is where the big thing of copper is. So that's where I'll be heading when I go off camera again. I was thinking, as long as my energy and motivation is there, I might set up like I might build like a camp down here. I think that would be kind of cool. I keep saying I want to do it. I want to practice. I want to get better. And it might be a fruitless adventure, because I'll probably end up dying in this town. I'll never actually get to use the stuff I learn. But it's far more entertaining than staring at a computer screen. And it gives me a bit of physical fortitude. So, yeah, it's an idea. Now, where I'm sitting right now, if it rains enough, I would be basically underwater. So I don't know where exactly, how far up I'd go. But I'll sort all that out later. Like I said, it'll be a big job. And the tools I have, I mean, I could cut down that tree easily. But that tree, like, it would probably break my stuff, or my multi-tool wouldn't be long enough. I'd be there for 4 hours sawing away at it. And I could bring a hatchet, but hatchets are kind of heavy. So, you know, it all depends on what my plans will be. Interesting little fact. Somewhere along the way last night, I noticed that my earring, my fancy earring, I lost the back to it. It unscrewed itself at some point. So being the smart, logical, intelligent person that I am, and fed up with losing earrings, especially the ones I particularly like my fancy one here, I just super glued it into my ear. There's a interesting fact. I figure as long as I don't have an allergic reaction, it'll be fine. So far so good. Another interesting fact is when I was moving all that dirt, I was wearing my other hat. So I threw it in the dirty clothes. That's why I'm wearing this here cheapo, black, not so fancy one. I don't feel like myself with it, but the other one needs to get washed sooner or later. But alright, I think I'm gonna eat one of the oranges I brought and drink my energy drink or a bottle of water. I don't know if I brought 1 or 2 bottles of water, so I don't know what I want to do yet. So I'll decide here in a minute. I'm gonna head up there, drag all that down to here, and then we'll discuss some more future ideas. I wanted to bring a big black trash bag with me, so I didn't rough up my favorite backpack too much, and I forgot to grab it. Go figure. So, yeah, it's too late now, and I'm not leaving empty-handed. So, catch you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've been at this for about an hour. Made it to the copper. Mostly. Got to cut about 5 to 7 more branches, but I'll have an actual path in and out of here then. Cleared a path for the last 40 yards. That rope saw is a joke compared to my multi-tool. Unfortunately, it's a real big task to get through thicker stuff with a multi-tool, but this thinner stuff, it goes down pretty easy. A lot of it, I could just score it with the blade so I could snap it where I want it to snap at, and it's just that easy. But there's a lot of it that's a bit more of a pain, that it grows out and over, so I gotta climb up there and trim it closer to the roots so that I get the whole thing, so I ain't trimming 5 or 6 branches and I could just do one. I skipped lunch. I ate that energy bar, drank that last energy drink. All I have is a bottle of water left. I thought I packed another energy drink and 2 bottles of water, but I guess I didn't. It's alright. A bottle of water is more than enough to finish here. The thing is, I don't trust this water. Like, only way I would drink this is if I could distill it. Because fish, I never see even fish in this branch of the river. I don't know what's in here, but I can guarantee it's probably not good for you. If fish won't even live in the water, there's probably something wrong with it. I assume that it's probably polluted with heavy metals. So, as far as bacteria is concerned, it's moving water, so it's probably not all that bad. And heavy metals would mostly stay towards the bottom, but I'm almost guaranteeing there's some sort of contamination in here that fish won't even live in here. So I won't drink this. If I could distill it, I'd probably be alright with it. And if I was dying, I'd probably give it a shot. But I don't think I'll ever be at that point to drink this water. So yeah. The thing is, above this, several miles that way, fish do live in it. The same with down that way. 20, 30 miles. It's not like just like walking distance. It's down there a good ways. You can see little fish, and I think fish do move in here every once in a while or pass through here, but no fish stay in this area. And it most certainly stays deep enough. The water, like I could walk across this and it probably wouldn't even be up to my waist, but that's plenty deep for fish, especially smaller ones. But I'm going to finish chopping this stuff down, and I'm going to move all that copper out into the open and see what I'm dealing with. Probably be about another hour. Probably about 20 minutes to chop these last couple of trees, and about 40 minutes to get all this to the open. So we'll see. It'll all depend on how much I can fit in my backpack and how much I got to carry. Good thing is, by the time I'm done, the trail up and to this point is going to be pretty stable and easy to walk compared to what it was. Before, I was crawling through it hands and knees. By the time I'm done here, I'll pretty much be able to walk through standing up. Only thing I couldn't really take care of was some of these larger trees, and that's not that big of a deal. This one I can go up and around that way by that ominous looking metal rod sticking out of the ground. I can walk up around that way and shoot straight out. So it's not ideal, it's not the best, but it's far cleaner than what it was. So I'm going to get to it. I need to take a bit of a breather. Like I said, since I last talked to you, it's been about an hour. So figured taking 5 wouldn't kill me. Seems that I do a lot better when I let my muscles recharge short periods of time. And if I rush through and rush through and rush through, I burn myself out. But if I take 5-10 minutes here and there, it's almost like, starting from scratch again. It's almost starting with full battery life. Well, not really, but you get my point. Taking those little breathers are a big thing. And I'm glad I brought oranges with me, because the juice from the orange and the vitamin C, it's like a real good pick-me-up. I mean, I'm used to always shoveling junk into my system, so I eat something that's, really healthy. It makes me feel a lot better when I'm doing junk like this. I'll eat candy bars and garbage, but then when I go and cut the grass, I'll eat an orange or an apple, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. It's not really a dramatic effect, but it's definitely a pick-me-up. So, alright, let me finish this. Catch you in a bit. Oh, welcome back. So, I made it through. I cleared out most of the junk here too, to get to it. But I wanted to document one more thing to, cover my own butt. This has been here for so long, besides the obvious discoloring, that this thing here, this bush, this growth, grew through this. So I have to cut this bush here to get this loose. But it's just proof that this has been here for so long that this here thing grew through it. And there's only a few options of how it would have happened other than it naturally growing through it. So, nobody put it down over top. So, just, covering my own butt. Alright. Alright. So here's what we're dealing with. I'm thinking once it's all clean, we're probably talking about 150 pounds. So talking about $300, my best estimate. There's still some bips and bobs chilling out there I gotta break loose. But this is the majority of it, this little mountain here. The problem is, it is a lot. It's a lot to carry out of here. And I'm gonna have to take it in groups. And it kind of disappoints me. That's why I kind of like the raft idea. But the raft idea means I'd be right out in the open. Everyone could see me. And I don't want any flack. you know? I'm not interested in any garbage or riffraff or BS about what I'm doing. So I decided, for a few reasons, I'll carry it out of here one backpack full at a time. And the reason I'm doing this is, one, it's going to increase my workout to get me back into shape. Two, I'll have caches of money throughout all of summer. Instead of taking all of this in at once and having a big lump of money, taking one backpack at a time, I'm going to have, you know, money pretty much all summer long. So that's another reason why I'm doing it that way. I'm not too worried about anybody else coming back here. The more time goes on, the lazier people get. So I'm not too worried about it. The thing I'd be worried about is more if anybody comes kayaking down here and sees that all this was disturbed, they might notice it. That's why I'm going to try to move all of this to a nice location that I know about that other people don't know about, on down here. That's going to be undercover. It might take a little while, but that's one of the reasons I came out here early. One more thing I wanted to discuss is there's items here. There's an item here like this. Now that's copper, but that copper is insulated and then insulated again. This thing probably weighs 15 pounds, maybe? 15 pounds, 10 pounds, 12 pounds. You know, somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds probably, this whole thing. And it's probably only maybe a pound, pound and a half of copper. So this will be one of the items I take out of here last, because it's just, the weight per work isn't worth it. Like this whole thing, once it's done being processed, once I done process it all, you're talking like $3. And that's like a whole lot of space and a whole lot of weight for $3. So that'll be one of the last things I take out of here. The big insulated piece there, I can't see the end of it. See all the different colors over there? That's a lot like this. That's insulated, then insulated again, but that's still more copper per weight because there's just more cables in a tighter space. So that will be next to the last thing I take out of here. First thing I'm taking out of here is as much of the straight up clean stuff as I can get. This, straight copper tubing. Nothing on it. I ain't got to do no unscrewing, no burning, no pilling. It's done and ready to go. So this will be, stuff like this will be the first thing to take out of here. So I'm going to get to it when I'm ready for my lunch break. I'll sit and talk to you for a while. Alright.